so this is the box of all of the bulk mixed stuff that we've gone through so far. And so definitely a good bit of glassines in here for sure. Here we are on episode 4, and it took that long just for me to actually quite thoroughly go through a lot of this. So this box will continue to grow, and we're going to actually continue on with our box of stuff here. Now, I did start and take a little peek at the end of the last episode. At the end of the last episode to kind of start to get a feel for it, and it is better to me, but still not like blowing me away, but it still seems better than all of that other stuff. So we're gonna kind of start. I'm gonna put the box on the ground so I can have my desk for us, and we're gonna begin going through these. Now, I think that I may be pausing more in this video, because assuming any of these are necessary to look up, that way I can know whether or not to throw them into the bulk box or not. I have a lingering suspicion that quite a bit of this actually will end up in the bulk box. But, see, as we look at this stuff here, number 12, what is this? Montserrat, halfpenny. It says duplicate, catalog value 90 cents. Now, I would believe that. And then they're saying it would sell for 70 cents, but I don't think so. If it has a 90-cent cat value, but let's see. It says light hinge on there as well. It does have a light hinge, and the thing is, this is still chump change kind of stuff, so, to tally up, like, I mean, there's got to be 1,000 different glassines in there or something. I mean, I'm not going to tally all of them up. I don't have, I'm not going to spend that much time. I'm just going to consider like this. I mean, 90-cent catalog value, yeah, it's better than 25 cents, but like we were saying, still would sell for, 10%. I mean, that's still 9 cents or something. Like, it's not going to sell for 70 cents, so that's incredibly optimistic. And this is actually still just right in line with all the other bulk material, even though it has a little bit better cat value. I mean, we're talking pennies here, so this stuff isn't really worth our time. So anyways, actually, let me look at this. See, this says $6.25, it says Cayman's $2.87.90. Well, I don't trust that right off the bat because there's only 2 stamps in here. 287, 8, 9. I mean, there should be 3. So where is the other stamp? So I can't even trust this value. It does say never hinged. This is actually a pretty cool stamp from the Cayman Islands with an awesome fish. In a mount here. Looks like a little split back mount. Never hinged. Let's see. See, I'm going to begin to I can see the crown watermark. That's pretty cool with the CA. We're going to begin to kind of learn if we can trust what is written on these glassines here. Anyways, because I feel like this video series would go forever if I actually filmed me really inspecting every single thing here. Maybe what I'll do, I'm just kind of thinking while I'm starting this here, is maybe what I'll do is pull out a glassine, assess it, and then just bring you in after I've spent the time thinking about it and looking at it and evaluating it to tell you what it is. That way it'll kind of speed things up and you guys won't have to suffer through me just thinking and blabbing, because I can actually spend quite a bit of time looking up, looking through this one single glass stock card here and really thinking about it and assessing it and determining whether it's worth something or not. So anyways, that's where I'm at the moment. So hold tight. We're going to go through these one at a time. I'm going to let you know what I think about them. Okay, so yeah, the glassine's a little misleading. This would have been a full set of these stamps, 287.90. So this is number 287, only 35 cents. Cat value, if it's unused. So unfortunately that one is unused. Otherwise, if it was used, only would have been $1.40. This guy, turns out, is actually a dolphin. And this is an earlier stamp. This one is number 101. It's worth 75 cents. So all of this is still pretty minor stuff. So we're just going to scoop that on over. Going to go to this one next. Okay, so I just went and browsed through the catalog. Nice to refamiliarize myself. So these aren't worth anything. These triangular stamps, these are minimal catalog value. These are semi-postals. They aren't worth anything either. That's a super new one. I'm not even going to bother looking that up. And then these guys aren't worth anything either. So big glassine full of minimal catalog value, each about 25 to 35 cents in the catalog. Next up, let's do this one, Cayman Islands. This is a short set. Now I am not even going to look this up because let's see, building my giant worldwide album, I actually know that I have a set of these in there, and these are all totally minimal catalog value, and it's a short set. So all this stuff so far going right into the bulk bin. Here we go. Look at. See, I'm not going to actually cat all these. I'm going to bother to cat them if I just don't know, or I think they could be worth something. And none of these say that to me that they'll be worth anything, even if, let's say, what was written on the catalog value was correct, which I don't really trust since it only says number 54 and there's 2 stamps in there. So I think these glassines, or these stock cards, often, like most collections, these are just like reused, and so somebody just slipped a couple of these stamps in there. But yeah, none of these say anything worth the value to me. Cayman Islands, these look used. It does say never hinged, but they're definitely not mint because I saw a postmark there. Okay, so it looks like big horizontal stamps. We've got 4 duplicates here of this bicentenary of the Cayman Islands independence. This one's damaged, so that's poopy. This one's used. I really don't think these are worth anything, but I'll look them up just for fun. Okay, so yeah, these 4 with the USA 200 are actually just corner labels of an original sheet. For this issue, this is actually a set of 5. This happens to be the highest denom, number 376 from 1976. This one only has a 85-cent cat value used, so still small beans. But that's why I wanted to bother looking them up. I didn't have hopes for that, but I wasn't quite sure about these. And as I was looking them up, I'm like, well, where's the value on here? I mean, is it 200 cents or what the hell's going on? Makes sense. They're just corner labels of the sheet that stamp came from. So, nothing special. So, this one we actually took a peek at the very end of my last video. Grenada, Silver Jubilees. Now, let's dump these out and just kind of see what's going on, because this is an awful lot of Grenada here. And Easter 75. So I no longer believe this glassine 788 to 92. I mean, this is, it looks like it just morphed into a giant slew of Grenada, and all of this looks pretty recent, like a 76, you know, space shuttle. I don't think any of this stuff is going to be any kind of real value attached to it. This is all just going to be minimal cat stuff, unless there was going to be like a high denom in here or something. I'm just not really thinking it's worth anything, so I'll just take a quick look through it, but I mean, everything looks super duper recent. It's all low denominations, half cent, 2 cents. I mean, this is all Christmas stamps. Like, these don't have any value. This is all minimal cat stuff. So I was kind of wondering about it since I took a peek at it yesterday. I was like, what's all that about? Just a whole bunch of different Grenada here. Yep, pretty recent issues. Low denoms. I'm going to make quick work of this one because I just know better. It's kind of cool. Ooh, I like these even though they're not worth anything. Cool shells. Those are cool. A leaf jewelry box. That's cool. I like those. So sorry. Nothing here. Okay, let's move on to the next. Okay, random sandwich baggie. Oh, stamps. Looks like some mixed worldwide stuff going on. Bring it down here. Let's take a peeky poo. Portugal, $40. Interesting. I think I'll bother to look that up. Trinidad and Tobago. Italian post in 6 pence. They drink. France. Salvador. Detroit, yep, seen that. That's Poland. Denmark, 20-cent overprint. Denmark again. Ooh, little explosion there. Oh, kind of cool looking stuff in here. Netherlands, 5-cent. You know, since I'm actually making good time, I think I'll look up those. Generally, when people bother to, that one looks like it would probably be worth something, but I highly doubt it. When people bother to put things in mounts, it's because they think it's better material, they want to protect it. There you go, there's a Hitler stamp. Hindenburg, Utrecht, there's some Hungary. See, as I look at that, like, I really don't think these are actually worth anything, even though it's in a mount, so what? That's super common. Portugal. Looks pretty old. I don't think it's worth anything. Netherlands, half-cent. That's probably like not worth much. Jeez, look at that tiny little stamp. Victoria halfpenny. That is cute. Man, that thing is so tiny. Even this other stamp is small, and look at how small this is compared to that. That is just hilarious. The Italian post. Yeah, okay. Portugal. Nope. Salvador again. My secretary is Salvadorian, and I've actually bothered to look up a fair bit of Salvadorian stamps. I don't see a whole lot of Salvadorian stamps worth money. Denmark, you see that? Like, you would think this is worth something, but I don't think so. Detroit. It's definitely an older one. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna look that up. Let's see, India, okay, only got one stuck in the mount, nothing. Alright, this, India Postage, 1 Anna, silver commemoration. I might look that up just for fun. Denmark, yeah, I mean, these Denmark ones, I just don't think they're worth anything. So this is a big stack of Denmark here, let me keep these together. Probably Austria, I don't think so. India, I can't honestly say about that. I'll have to look that one up. Another Denmark here. Deutschreich. Denmark again. More Denmark. This is really faded. Romania. Oh man. I don't think that's worth much. I'll check it out. Netherlands again. I'll check that out too. Cool. Yeah, I don't think this little guy is actually worth anything. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I might just use the app on a few of these. So these ones here, and this is Denmark too, right? I just really don't think that these Denmark ones actually have any value to them. It's always the deceptive stuff. You know, you think it's worth some. Interesting little bag here. So let me go and bother to kind of take a look at these Denmark stamps and see if any of them turn out to have any value. And then I've got this stack here of randoms to evaluate. This one just being $40 kind of piqued my interest, but you know, just because it's high face value doesn't mean that it's worth jack. So anyways, let me look these things up. Alright, well, let's start with these. Just look these up in the cat. These are old Denmark stamps. These are actually from 1895 to 1901. 1901, 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. 1901. It actually ended up being pretty simple because to figure these out, because even though there's a whole bunch of variations, the perfs are what were the determining factor. These have perf 13. I just checked with my absolutely wonderful gauge here. I love this gauge to death. Oh my god. And so it made a very clear cut. Even with all the different perf variations, boom, these are 13, done deals. So this means that these are, well, this four face value stamp is number 42, and that's from 1896. It's worth 40 cents used. Bummer, huh? Bummer, dude. Not worth much at all. Now this 8 face value is 45 cents. Yikes. Those can go right back in the bag. So let me move on. Actually, just to share some useful information, if you guys would care anyways, this set, even with these ones perf 13, even though they're not the oldest version of this stamp, if you had a complete set used, $104.90 would be the cat value. And then if you had the mint never hinged, $8.75 for the full set of these, mint never hinged, with this perf 13. And that would be numbers 41 through 52. Now let's say they were hinged, they'd only be worth $3.78. So anyways, I just wanted to spit out some useful information. Somebody might find that useful. Okie dokie, these ones here. King Christian X from 1913 to 28. This number, this 5 ore is a number 97, and it's worth 35 cents. So this 20 ore, and this one looks, there's a bunch of 20 ores. This one looks like the brown, 40 cents. So again, nothing special. 50 ore. There's several of 50 ores, but this one does seem to be the light gray, and this one would go for 40 cents used. Bummer. Would have been $9.25 if it was mint. You know, for that whole set of those of these King Christian X stamps used, $2.47. If you had the whole set mint hinged, $1,082, and if you had the whole set never hinged, mint, $3,085. Pretty cool. Okie doke, these three here. King Christian X again. This is 1934 to 41. This set. These are not worth much. So 50 ore, 30 cents. 60 ore, 35 cents. 1 krone here, light brown, 35 cents. Not much. This set isn't actually worth a whole lot. Used, $5.85 for the whole set of 6. If you had the mint hinged, $22.80, and if you had them never hinged, $75. Okay, this overprint here. This is a Caravel ship stamp, originally from 27, but this is an overprint from 1940. This is number 271. It is worth 30 cents used. So, alright, what's next? Now, this one, I will say, I'll do this next, but, oh, this is Netherlands. So that, I think that does it for Denmark. Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm done with the Denmarks. Let me look this up from the Netherlands. Even if it was worth something, look at the top right corner. It's totally gone. Oh, it's in such poor shape, too. Looks like someone wrote 480 on the hinge. Well, that might speed me up. Let's look it up just for kicks. Alright, so this is Queen Wilhelmina. Definitely rings a bell. I've totally looked up these stamps before. This is a series from 1898 to 24. This one is a 50-cent denomination. There's 2 of them, and this looks like the bronze green and red brown. And so used only a $1.10 cat, and of course this one's damaged, stained, hinged, ... So that ain't worth nothing. Let's check this out, Romania. Alright, so this looks like a series from 1893 to 98. This one here seems to be number 121. Now this would have a $3 cat value used, $5 cat value unused. Now, you know, there's paper disturbance. It's stained. You know, it's got a pulled perf at the top right corner. It's creased. So yeah, this just, you know, there's stuff here on the front, some kind of stain there. So it just has so many conditional flaws that I'm not even going to bother to tally it. You know, I'm thinking about it while I'm doing this. I mean, I really don't care if a stamp is worth $1 or 80 cents. I'm just not going to actually tally it. Now, I've made a document on my computer here where anything that's like $5 plus or something like that, like actual sell or purchase price, I'm going to start to tally them. And I've also made some separate boxes there that made another box that's going to be stuff that for the better stuff that I am going to bother to tally. So far it's empty, but yeah, I mean, $5 cat, and then like we were saying last video, I mean, the reality is with all of the conditional issues on that stamp, that ain't worth $5. That ain't even worth our time. So we're just going to scoot right along. Let's do this one next. This is a old German stamp. It does say Deutschreich on it. Let me check that out. Okay, so this really old German stamp from 1875 to 77. This one actually has the center embossed, which when you run your finger over it, you can't really tell, but when you look at it, it does look embossed. So I'm buying into that. There's a couple of variations of these. You'll probably see that word here. Sorry for the camera shake. Steady that. Pfennig down at the bottom, right? There's two variations of this, whether or not it has the E at the end of Pfennig. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but this one clearly has the E. So, that makes this a number 31. So this is actually a really old German stamp. That's actually pretty cool. Now, even so, used, cat value, $1.50. Bummer. Compared to if it was mint, $42.50. So this thing had potential. But, and then you'll notice as you look at it, what's wrong with it, guys? Where are those perfs at the top? And it's hinged. Not a huge deal, but yeah, poor condition, and it happens to be the third lowest denom in the set. So even at $1.50, this one isn't even of great. It'd only be worth a percentage of $1.50, and even of that percentage, it's worth less because the perfs are damaged. So this is practically worthless. That's just a shame, man. This is what I'm always talking about. Dang, having a really old stamp. I mean, this thing's from the late 1800s, and it ain't worth nothing. It's crazy, isn't it? God dang, stamps. What the heck, right? Man, that thing's worth 25 cents, 20 cents. Maybe it's worth nothing because the perfs are ruined. So, cool postmark from 1880, I assume. Anyways, if you had this whole set used, $55.40. It's a set of 7, and if you had it unused, $4,700. Holy crap, man! This just rings a bell in my head. I was trying to explain to my stepmother at one point because she heard what a lot of people that don't collect stamps hear, which is that used stamps are worth more. And in my experience, no. Like, I don't think so. I don't buy that. I don't agree with that. After spending so much time in the catalogs, guys, mint stamps are worth more in my opinion. Sure, some used are worth more than mint on certain issues, but in general, mint's never hinged, or at least just mint hinge stamps of old stamps, they're worth more. And my thought process behind that was, what I explained to her is, think about what are the odds of, let me bring that back, of this stamp actually making it all the way from 1875 to 2022 and not being damaged, not being used, stored properly, and in good shape, being actually mint, never hinged. The odds of that, I think, are way slimmer than the odds of finding one that happens to have been used and is in poor condition. And so anyway, that's my thought process on that, why mint, never hinged stamps from early issues tend to be worth more, because just the fact that they would travel through time this far, a couple hundred years or whatever, and almost, right, and be in great condition, that sounds harder to achieve to me than just finding a used one that's in poor condition, or been messed with. So I just wanted to run that by you guys. That's something that I think about from time to time. Yeah, I don't know who started spreading that rumor that, use stamps, because she actually popped off with that. She's an educated, smart lady, and she popped right off with that. Like, use stamps are worth more, aren't they? I was like, nope. That's so sad. Like, that's what you would think, because everybody tells you that, but that's not reality, man. So anyways, I want to look up this really tiny itty bitty stamp real quick. Okie doke, so this one actually took me about, I'm going to say 3 minutes to figure out what was going on. Little Google search, hopped right into Great Britain, and that didn't work. This is actually an Australian state. The state is Victoria. Now this stamp here is from 1901. It's an A46 design. You'll notice the perforations on this thing. This is, I think, what's called a serrated roulette, where these are not normal circular punched out perforations. You can see they're kind of jagged like a serrated edge on a knife. So this is rouletted, and I believe it's a serrated roulette. Now, this one, 1901, this should be number 193. It's blue-green, and unfortunately it is hinged, but 575 cat value. Now, these issues, they do say if you have them with good centering, that definitely increases the value of this stamp. However, this one, unfortunately, as you can probably tell, is quite off center, so it has a poor grade. And the right side, the rouletted perfs are all poopy, so kind of same on the bottom, kind of same on the top. Really, the left is like the only clear, nice perforations. So, a little bit of red coloring down at the bottom on the back. And then it is hinged, so even though this had a 575 cat value, and I'm using the 2021 catalog just so everybody knows, so this would get a, it wouldn't really be worth 575, right? This is a catalog value, so this is probably worth whatever, 10% would be 57 cents. And then it's probably worth less than that because it's in kind of poor shape and hinged. So, not worth our time. Darn, that was a cool stamp though. Those little ones, I usually do find them tricky. And that was a nice refresher for me because I forget about all of these Australian states. And different Australian states do have very similar releases to this tiny little Victoria stamp here. So, anyways, moving on. Let's do this next. Netherlands. Okay, we've got Queen Wilhelmina again. Now, I'm not going to do everything to actually identify this. This is either number 147, which would be a dull green and worth 75 cents from 1924 to 26, or this is number 172 from 1926 to 39, and it's worth 25 cents. So, I'm not going to get into measuring the perfs and checking the watermark, and regardless of which one it is, it has minimal catalog value. Let's do, what should we do next? How about this guy? Wow, the app just came in handy so much. I took a nice picture, ended up actually looking at this one down here, and told me it was Portuguese India. I wouldn't have known that right off the bat. And then, of course, the ever helpful, vital piece of information for me was 1903. So I went right to Portuguese India, and boom, 1903. It's King Carlos. God dang, that made that so easy. Oh, feels good. So, 6 rays. This must be number 205 because the other 6 is brown. So number 205 from 1902. It is worth 25 cents. Oh, yeah, go figure. Hinged. But, man, that app just came in handy so much. Oh my god. I am so glad that I started watching that video again from Exploring Stamps. Jesus Christ. Saving me so much freaking effort, guys. Okay, India here. So I think I'm actually snapping a pic with the app with this one as well. Alright, so short story, the app just completely shined once again. Made this so easy. Sorry for my AC unit going on and off in the background. I'm trying to stay cool, you guys. Yeah, the app just worked amazing again, immediately. Vital information told me it was Silver Jubilee of King George V. It's the Ramaswaram Temple in Madras. And it's from 1935, so I just hopped right into India, scooted over to 1935, boom. This is number 131, and it's only worth 30 cents. Bummer. But, oh, it has issues too. You guys can see. So, man, god dang, I'm so in love with this app right now. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oops, that was in a mount. I'll put that back in. But so let's do this one next. So the app actually didn't work for me. I only took one picture and it was like something went wrong. And I was like, eh, whatever. I looked at the stamp. It says 1940 on there, so I just scooted over to 1940 in Portugal. And wouldn't you know, it's King Alfonso I. This is number 591 from 1940. It's worth used 25 cents. Wouldn't you know it, guys? Anyways, so that does it for our bag here. That was kind of fun. I'll admit that after actually going through all these, I didn't keep track of time, but I probably spent like 20 to 30 minutes actually looking all of those up, which wasn't bad. And it was kind of fun, but yeah, see, a big bag of nothing, man. What the heck? Crazy. It's just sad how things go. The one that actually had the most potential was that tiny little Australian stamp, but still, it's not really worth our time here. So, into the bulk bin we go with that guy. Now I'm going to grab a stack of glassines out of the box here, and we're going to see what's going on. We actually had looked at, excuse me, this bag briefly last video. It says 928. It's a little old yellowed glassine here. You can even see the adhesive turning brown. And this looks like a whole bunch of Barbados. So a big amount of Barbados here. Looks like a bunch of this 1p duplicate. I do see a green guy hanging out there, which is the halfpence. So it looks like there's different variations where we have a green 1p and then a bunch of red 1p. And a bunch of them too. These all look like the same. There's another halfpence. Then a bunch more 1p. These are going to be, in my opinion, the same as the last sandwich baggie. They're all going to be worth jack. That's a 1 shilling right there. 1.5p. So this looks like all the same series, just different denoms. And so, since there's so many of these, let me go look up this series real quick just to see what these are going for, but I highly doubt much at all. Alrighty, so that one wasn't too hard. I actually almost mistook this for a similar earlier issue, but this one has these little swoopy designs in the corner that are a later design issue. This is actually the seal of the colony here. So this release, 1938 to 47. Now, most of these are minimal catalog value. The only one that even has any decent cat value is the highest denom in the set, number 201A, which is a 5 shilling. Believe it or not, this 1 shilling only has a 25-cent used catalog value. So, now these ones like the 1p, the halfpence, 1p here, they're just not worth anything. Totally minimal, 25 to 45 cents. Some of these are actually worth like 65 cents in the cat, but this is all still small, tiny peanuts. Believe it or not, the one out of this stack that actually has at least a few bucks here going on would be this 3p brown. Used $4.25 cat value. Unused 65 cents. So this one's actually worth more used. So there's an example of a used stamp that's worth better cat when it's used. Now this one still, I mean, $4.25, that's not much, right? 10% of that is 40 cents. It does actually, it's on paper, has some nasty paper on the back, so somebody would have to bother to try and remove all of that. And so yeah, it's really not worth much to me at all. But that was worth looking up just for fun. And so back into the glassine with these and into the bulk box. Slipper on in there. Okay, so let's move on next. What is this? Grenadines of St. Vincent, $3.99 to $4.02. Now this one I actually do suspect is a complete set, so what the hell happened? Oh, the corner's cut off here. There goes our value. Maybe that's the value of $1.15. Still, even if it was $1.15, it's really not going to sell for that. So let me go look this up just for fun. Okay, so this is a complete set. This is from 1984. It only has a $1.25 catalog value, so that was probably the actual value somebody had written. So, let's say if it was $1.25, they all look mint never hinged. So you could really sell this for, let's say, 15%, maybe 20%. So this is still like a 10 to 20 cent set of stamps. So moving on. This will be, see, this is interesting to me because I actually have listed quite a bit of mint never hinged complete sets on my hip stamp store, and it is a sad thing to list things at like 40 cents or something like that, if it's a $4 set, but that's the reality. These just aren't worth that much. What does this say? 460, 203, 208. Now I actually still have this up. Yes, this does look correct. Are these kind of look like pairs here, so let me pull these out. They are horizontal pairs. We've got a 50, a 60, and a $2. 203 to 08. Okay, well, we're definitely missing some in the set here. This is a set of 6, and we've only got 3. Now, these happen to be pairs, but these all have, except for the $2, 25-cent catalog values, the $2, which one? This is Bequia Island, 50-cent cat value. So this pair would be worth $1, and it would be worth probably 20% of that, which is about 20 cents. So this is all still just total chump change here. So we're just going to slip these right back in. I wonder why all of the corners are cut off of these glassines. That is interesting. But St. Grim. Oh, okay. Again, so this is 153 to 6. I got it right here. Elizabeth II coronation anniversary type. And 5 cent, 40 cent, up to a $3 Chester color. That's this. This set is worth $1. So we've got ourselves a nice mint never hinged set, which is cool though. I think I'm going to try and group these kind of mint never hinged sets together. And but yeah, they're still not worth anything. St. Vincent again, 472 to 75. Let me scoot over here, 472 to 75. This is worth $1.75 mint. So these values are not that far off. These are probably just taken from a different catalog value from a different year, and but they do look mint never hinged. It's actually a nice little set. Oh boy, $1.75. So 10% of that would be 17 cents times 2 to be 20%. This would be 32, 33 cents. This is still, how do I value these? Because I know that in my head these are better than the other stuff. They're mint never hinged complete sets. They're all just minimal cat sets though. What is this? Edward Thrall. That must be the guy that bought these. One set for $1.25. Silver Jubilee. They have sheetlets available. Cool. What is the number though? Okay, it says 77 on there. Let me go to 77 on the cat. These have got some coins. Queen Elizabeth II Silver Jubilee. Okay. Ah. Okay, there's like a whole bunch of these issued for different islands. I still think this is a minimal catalog set. Probably not worth my time. But I do like to use this opportunity to get familiar. Grenadines of St. Vincent, Silver Jubilee. Okay, let me pause and figure out what's going on here. Okay, so these actually just looked very similar in the catalog to a set of, what did it say, U.S. bicentennial coins that was released right before these, but so these are, yeah, the Silver Jubilee, Queen Elizabeth II from 77. These are numbers 116 to 118. It is a set of 3. It is worth 60 cents mint, which these are. So that answers that. I was just kind of curious about that. Obviously, this is taking me a while to actually. I'm moving through these pretty slowly because I'm bothering to care so much, but the truth is that, yeah, a lot of these just they really aren't worth so much attention. However, I don't mind that much. I'm hoping one of these will actually be worth something. Royal Wedding. This is also Grenadine St. Vincent, clearly overprinted specimen. I don't. Oh, it does say a year, 81. So let me scoot over to 81. See if I can find this. Princess Diana. Okay, I don't see right away. Let me pause. Okay, so I did find them. I wanted to talk about these real quick, about this whole specimen thing. Now, these are royal wedding types from 81. This is actually a set of 6, so we're missing 3 of them. These all have minimal catalog value as a short story. Now, these came in, of course, like booklet panes and sheets. Now, what makes these interesting is that they're specimen. So what is that they're overprinted specimen? What is a specimen stamp? Now, a specimen stamp, I'm reading here on a website, AaronArpinPhilately.com has a blog here. It is a copy of a newly printed stamp issue that wasn't used for postal purposes. It was overprinted or perforated with the word specimen. So they were for use by countries who were part of the Universal Postal Union. The UPU is a United Nations agency established in 1874. It regulates and coordinates postal practices, policies of members of nations today, members of its nations today, or policies of its member nations today. Good grief! So, in 1879, they agreed they would send specimen stamps to each other. The postmasters used them to help in identifying international stamps. They create like archives of stamps from a foreign country, and they could be compiled using these specimen stamps. Postmasters specifically would use specimen stamps to identify and prevent fraudulent use of foreign stamps in their country. So just a cool little bit of information about that. Now, specimen stamps can definitely be worth more than the original issue, just considering all that I just stated. They're kind of like a specialty kind of side of stamp collecting. Now, I just went looking around the internet trying to see what these would be worth, being specimen stamps, and they're not really worth anything. These are common. These are out there. You can totally get them. So, but these could have also been overprinted. I saw them, official. So basically, they take this stamp issue and overprint it for whatever intended use they want with it, and these just so happen to be specimen stamps. So even though they're not really worth anything, and it's not a complete set, I just wanted to mention that and put that info out there in case any of you were ever wondering or had never heard of a specimen stamp. I have come across that many times. I've never really bothered to look up what's going on with the specimen stamp, but apparently some of them can be worth money, and if we're talking older issues, I think that's where specimen stamps really start to shine. They reference some Unitrade catalog here, and let's say if you had like a Diamond Jubilee, which is definitely an older stamp, that was a specimen. They say Diamond Jubilee stamps like number 59 through 65 in mint very fine condition are worth $5,200 plus 200% for being never hinged. And if they were specimen stamps, it would take your $5,200 set of stamps and crack them up to about $15,600 because of the plus 200%. which is pretty substantial, but that's with a really old issue that's a valuable issue to begin with. So, just an example to run that by you guys. So these aren't actually worth anything, but cool to look at. Interesting information. See, just by researching these, I'm honing my skills a little bit and my understanding of everything. It just never ends with the learning. There's just so much to know. So this is St. Vincent here, yeah. So what does it say? 52 to 77 Royal Visit. Well, let me look these up. Well, holy crap, all I had to do was turn to my computer. They were actually already up on the screen. They're on the same page as the Royal Wedding types. So this is a map type. My battery died, yay. So map type of 1977 overprinted. This is 25 cents cat and 40 cents cat, so pretty minor. Nothing special. But yeah, this is just a map type stamp overprinted here. Just slip these in here. Yeah, and even though they're in sets, I mean, they're all just so minimal cat value. Look at this. I don't think I'm really going to bother looking any of these up. Oh, it's taped. These look super common. Looks like vertical pairs of these trains. Now, there's some potential here for if it was, there's cars, trains, if it was like a complete set here. You know, maybe it would actually have some kind of value. Like I was saying, I mean, you know, even though these are that's two stamps there, they're stuck. Okay, even though these are complete mint cents, which I would consider to be better material than those mixed bags from the other videos, they're still so minimal catalog value in my mind. They're about the same to me as bulk material. I mean, they're a little bit better, but they're still not worth anything. So maybe, you know, I'll group like all of these mint sets together, and if at the end, you know, let's say if I had a pound of bulk material versus a pound of complete mint never hinge sets that still have pretty much minimal cat value. Instead of maybe 10% or 5% like I would for the kind of poor condition stuff, these would be closer to 20%. So basically, for the same weight of material, I would just pay a little bit more. You know, it's kind of what I'm thinking, but I still have to figure this stuff out exactly how I'm gonna do it. Yet, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not sure I'll buy this or not. But anyway, so let me look some of these up and see what these sets are going for. Okie doke, guys. So figured out what's going on here. Now these locomotives are types of 1985. You'll notice some of them have bequia, however you say it, printed on there. So I think that these are actually these bequia ones, different issue than the one that I have looked up so far, but still I have no real hope for them because I have found these. See, and this one says Tuvalu. So basically, they have this locomotive type of 1985. Now, this actually is a huge set of 52 Say Tenant stamps. Now, what is Say Tenant? Say Tenant, whatever. It's French for join together. Now, you guys have probably already heard that term or seen that. Basically, it's just two stamps joined together side by side or head to toe. Sometimes you'll see different terms like tête bêche, which I think tête bêche actually means head to toe in French. And Say Tenant is just, it's like similar to me. I can't really tell you the difference. I mean, if we're going to, I guess getting technical, I mean, these are probably tête bêche. However, in the catalog, they're listed as Say Tenant. So I think Say Tenant is like a general term where stamps are simply joined together to kind of create a single like issue where this is This is they got the side view at the top, and then pretty much all of these, they have the side view or front view of the train, and then the bottom stamp is the train in action. And so that's kind of the theme with these. They're all Satanant. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Satanant, whatever. And clearly we don't have a full set of 52 here, so we have bits and pieces of this set is what we've got. And you know, some of these they've released some of these, like this says Union Island, this says Bequia, this says Tuvalu, you know, this one just simply says Grenadines of St. Vincent. So these are all like sort of different issues, but it's basically one issue that's been, you know, with just different releases. Now, these are all just bits and pieces of the set. Now, I will say every single one of these has a minimal catalog value. So this is what we have here, is basically mixed up sets of minimal catalog value Satanant pairs. And that goes also for these automobiles. Now, these automobiles are, what's it say, car types of 83. So we've got our train types and we've got our car types. So this is just something that, you know, St. Vincent and the Grenadines did, just releasing these kind of Satanant pairs. So nonetheless, the car types, there's 14 in the set, and these ones have different overprints, right? Here's Bequia again, here's Union Island, here's Tuvalu. So as far as I know, these are all just mixed up sets of pairs. So these all have minimal catalog value, 25 cents, 40 cents up at the higher denoms. None of this is special whatsoever. So it took me a little bit there to figure all that out, but you know, I kind of knew, just because of how obviously recent these stamps are. They're pretty fresh and new, that it's not like they're from the 1800s and special. They're just mixed up. They're nice little pairs, but yeah, no real value. Okay, so I made a little bag here for minimal catalog value complete sets. I'll start grouping these together. Whether they're mint or not, I don't really care. They're just minimal catalog value sets. So, what do we have here? Manitoba. Looks like some overprints. CF. This one's oh, they're all used. We have. Oh, that's cool. Look at the spades punched out. These Alberta stamps. I was gonna say this is probably a back of book. That's a back of book practice, and it is a law stamp. Now, so I have recently looked up a law stamp from, I think, Canada or something like that, that had a similar kind of thing with the punch outs. The punch outs means it's used, if I'm not mistaken. So used for some kind of purpose is the meaning of the punch outs. And just like this one, look at that little crescent punched out there, half circle. So these are all back of book. Look at that, British Columbia. This is actually, oh yeah, you know what, actually the ones that I looked up might have been British Columbia. Now, I'm not going to bother looking these up, even though they're cool. I like them. But look at 1888 cancel, 1883 even. These I don't think are worth anything. And for one thing, they're back of book. Not that back of book can be worthless, but and they're old, which is cool. But yeah, when I actually have spent the time to go look these things up, they don't have any real value. Sorry to say, they're super cool, super cool. But I like them a lot. But yeah, in actuality, I don't think there's any value really going on here. That's just a shame. But it was cool to see those. So these, well, actually I will add in with the bulk stuff. There we go again with just old cool stamps being worth nothing. And I could be wrong, but I tell you what, I don't think I am. I have looked these up before, you know, because I have some and was just really hoping that maybe they were worth something. And they weren't. So here's more of that. Even more. Okay, so we got ourselves a whole buttload here of law stamps. We got Ontario. These are all punched. These are cool. I mean, they are cool. I do like them. Pretty neat. You know, maybe just to satiate myself, I'll look one of them up or whatever, just to remember. But I'm like 99% sure that these don't have real value. Okay, this definitely led me down a little rabbit hole here. Now, this is something I forgot. Now, I don't have the catalog to properly identify and value these stamps. And that goes for these ones, these Canada law stamps. And that goes for this other glassine here of more of the same. Saskatchewan, right? This one's pretty cool. It says canceled on it. Now, the problem with these, they are totally back of book, like I was saying, but these are requiring a specialized catalog for, well, for one thing, let me say, these are all revenue stamps, okay? So these are called law stamps, but they're considered revenue stamps. And so you would have to go and pop the money to buy a specialized catalog of Canadian revenue stamps to be able to actually catalog these and get their numbers. Their numbers are going to be something like number OL, 7. That would be like Ontario law stamp. And I mean, they actually have values. They're a real thing. Yes, the hole punches do mean that they're used. I was correct. And of course, some just have cancels and some have signatures, whatever. But the punches mean they're used. Now, I will say, like, this one would be considered having faults. If you go looking around on Google, you'll end up finding, some websites out there. Let's see here. Okay, I don't have it up anymore, but, if you're like Ontario law stamps, there's a website that just sells a bunch of these, and they have them listed from totally varying values from, 60 cents up to 20 bucks. They'll be like, this one's scarce, it's $35, $40. I mean, I just don't know. Sorry to say, I don't have every catalog in the world. Now, I really did try. I went to, I went to stampworld.com and referenced their catalog. They don't have anything for revenue stamps, so that was a dead end. I then ended up on stampsmarter.com and was looking at their featured tools, and they don't have revenues listed for their Canadian Stamp ID tools. But I went to their library, and they do have, let me see here, sorry. They've got a 1914 World Revenues catalog. And it's a 4-bin catalog that does list these stamps, but it's in French. And nonetheless, all of the values that I was seeing, I don't really know what currency, and this was back in 1914. If they listed at 5, it's just like, it's number OL or number 7, and they'll be like ... 5. It's like, well, what is it, 5 francs? I mean, what is, I have no idea. And so even though I was able to actually find a catalog here and find them in the catalog, I don't really know what I'm looking at. Plus, the catalog is over 100 years old, so who knows what's happened to the values since then. But the reason that I know that these really aren't worth that much is because I wasn't looking up Ontario law stamps. I was looking up U.S. law stamps. Now, I do have a specialized catalog for the U.S. that does list these. So as far as U.S. stamps are concerned, I can actually catalog and value them. But
For other countries, I'm stuck. I can't. Now, the only thing that I can tell you is I like to consider this better quality stuff. These are unique. These are specialized, though they are back of book. And I don't think that they're honestly particularly valuable. Like this one has faults. It just isn't perfect, right? That one's probably worthless. So, like, screw that guy. But I mean, these could be, and now these could have some value, but even $5, that's not didn't seem to be like some major thing. The whole face value, how much does that affect their worth? Doesn't really seem to matter a whole lot. A 10-cent versus a $5 back of book revenue stamp. There's not many people that actually really collect these. So for me, their value is kind of nil. I will also say, just based off of what I've seen of U.S. law revenue stamps, and it may be different for Canadian, of course, they just generally don't have a lot of value. So they're really cool, they're really old, they're really unique, but I don't think there's any real value there. Now, to give you an example of a value I was able to find, on Mystic's website, they actually have these listed, and you can buy, they have like a little bundle of these. You can get 10 of them for $15. Okay, and that's $14.95, and that's Mystic, and we all know that Mystic gouges you. Okay, so of this, I mean, what do we have here? That's 6 stamps. This is probably, that makes this 10. Maybe there's like 14, 15 stamps here between all of these in the glassine and on my table. What are they really probably worth? Maybe 10, $15, something like that. So they're not like horrible, but yeah, I mean, for Mystic, and Mystic, literally what they were showing in the Mystic bundle was pretty much this. I mean, they had $5, they had $3, $1, they had 10-cent, they had Ontario, and just different issues of these, and they had a whole bundle of them, of 10 of them, for $15. So, and that's for Mystic to make some profit on it, right? So yeah, I'm going to consider these, sorry to say, just not worth that much. These aren't like gold or anything like that, even if one of these was scarce or a special issue or whatever, I just am not going to be able to tell you. And so yeah, I just have to go based on my experience and the information that I have to say these back of book. I mean, revenue stamps generally aren't worth a whole lot. Some can be, and this is what I was saying in other videos, is don't sleep on back of book. Just because it's back of book doesn't mean that they're worthless at all. There can be some really expensive, valuable back of book stamps that you can come across. But yeah, I'm just not going to be able to really do much with these. But so in my head, it's like, oh, bummer. I don't like that I can't catalog everything in the world. I wish I could, but I just can't. So that's a weird one here. These are a little funky. But as far as like collectability, yeah, I mean, in general, you don't have a whole lot of revenue stamp collectors compared to normal collectors that are out here for rare definitives and old commemoratives and that kind of stuff. This is just a specialized niche of stamp collecting. So it's nice that I know some stuff about it, because like I was saying, I really did try to collect the whole world, and this was one of the things I ended up dicking around with, was law stamps. And so I am going to put these will actually be the first ones that I put in the better box, which was currently empty until now. And I'm gonna just say maybe these are worth $10. So feel about that however you want. Anybody watching this, I do the best I can, and I just don't know. But for me, personally, they're worthless, because I don't want them. They're cool. I would put them in an album, but like, do I really want to even pay $10 for them? No, because I have no use for them. Okay, Doug. Next up will just be some little paper piece here with some St. Christopher Nevis and Anguilla stamps. Not really worth anything as far as I am concerned. What we have here is a Canada on paper piece. Ottawa. Looks like 67. Now, as a matter of fact, I think this is a cutout from a postcard. That doesn't look like... Yeah, that's a cutout. Jeepers, it's like hydroplaning over here. Really cool cancel. 3 cents. Yeah, I don't think that's anything special. Plus, there's like way older postcard cutouts that you could come across than that. So, move right along here. What is this? This is a 10-cent 10 cigarettes stamp. Yet some more back of book. Definitely could be in better shape. So we're going to call that Minimal Cat. And then looks like just a, I think a 1961 Christmas seal. That actually looks like US. Just a tuberculosis seal that shouldn't have any value. Just to mention as well, seals. They're an interesting little part of philately. They've actually been around for quite some time. Now, just so that you know, not every seal is worthless. The oldest seals, which, oh god, it's just been so long I can't remember if it was the 40s or what. But there's actually, like, these are listed in the US Specialized Catalog. And some of the earliest releases of seals can actually command some value. So watch out for earlier old seals. I mean, anything from the 60s, 70s, I don't think that's worth anything at all. Next, a 1993 paper piece here. A couple of cool stamps. I'm going to call that Minimal Cat. Okay, this looks older, and this is interesting. Unfortunately, it's ripped. So OHMS, I'm pretty sure that's official mail. It's probably like Official Homeland Mail Service, or I don't know what the H is, but this I think means official in Canadian mail. Let's see, it does have a nice purple cancel there for the Department of the Interior with a signature. Looks like 1915 in Ottawa, and the cool part is that it says free. Now, I have come across this before. There's certain scenarios in the Postal Service where things can be mailed for free. And my guts are telling me that it usually has to do with government to government mailing. And this actually, the earliest kind of example of that I've ever seen was in my Papal States collection. There was, back when there was frankings and not even stamps in the 1700s and stuff, even the 1600s, like the mayor of a town would be able to send mail to like his military general, and he'd be able to send it for free. So there wouldn't even be like a numeral on the envelope or the the folded parcel or any of that. He could just mail it because he was the mayor. Didn't have to pay. And so I think that, let's say if this was like a certain branch of government, like the Department of the Interior for whatever, could mail things to another department of the government for free, and they wouldn't have to actually use a stamp. So that's my guess on this, and I'm going to guess that just based off of my experience with my Papal State stamps and envelopes and stuff. That's part of why I love those things. You get a little history way, way back before stamps of how things were done, and I think that still translates today. I can't say like right now, today, if Canada still has free mail, and I could be wrong about this altogether, but I think that's what's going on. Government to government agencies don't have to pay for their mail. It's free. So what is this worth? Is this special? I don't really think so. But let me go and Google this real quick because I'm not sure. So let's see what I come up with. Okie doke. So no, I don't think this has any real major value. First of all, I think it could be older, and I could only find really so much as far as when I went to the shopping on Google, when I go to eBay. I also checked hip stamps, so I kind of dicked around for a little bit trying to figure out if this is special. Honestly, I saw these going for like $3 to $7, and the $7 ones were like a whole envelope, so this is just a cutout. So we're kind of missing the rest of it here, and yeah, I just don't think it's particularly valuable, though it is very cool. It's ripped and it's hinged, and I just don't think, even if it wasn't damaged, it would probably not be worth that much. So we'll just move on here. This is actually a really cool looking canceled London, Canada, 99. Excuse me, not even drinking. So this must be $18.99. Obviously this is a printed, like a stamped envelope, or my suspicions are this is a postcard based on, you hear that? Based on the actual paper, but it's not sure feels like a postcard. And there's writing on the back. We'll never know what it was really on, but well, actually, I'm like very confident this was a postcard because of just the way that this stamp is. I actually own some of these older Canadian postcards, and though this has a really nice concentric ring cancel here, this is not the oldest postcard, stamped postcard. I've seen there are definitely older designs. You guys probably know what I'm talking about, especially anybody that knows old Canadian stuff. There's like, you could have a really old one with Queen Victoria, kind of her portrait. I don't even know if that's Victoria or not, but there's like Canada's earliest stamps kind of stuff. This is not the oldest postcard, so though that's nice, and I know that these postcards don't actually sell that well. Well, like for that high, like this version. The older ones you can actually sell them for a little bit of money. But this is more recent. So, though that is actually a really nice cancel, and I think this is a pretty cool little cutout, I don't think that has any major value. Moving on to what looks like just some really common issue Canada here. Okay, so we got, that's Britain. These are just barely stuck together. Cook Islands, Canada. Okay, yeah. You're gonna scoot right on past these. That's nothing for me. Into the bulk bin that goes. Now, these, even though I don't think they're worth anything, I'm not going to put them in the bulk bin. I think these are a little bit cooler, and I'm going to keep these separate. I think that, just like I'm going to end up with a few bags here, just like this is my minimal catalog value complete sets bag. I think I'll make a bag for maybe like unique, or let's just say, maybe I'll just call it better but no real cat value, like that kind of idea, just so that we can kind of keep the little bit better goodies away from the rest of the kind of bulk baloney. So this is Canada, Saskatchewan. Let's see what we've got. Two $2 stamps, 1983. They're both used. They seem to actually be in pretty good shape. Little paper disturbance there, but that's okay. But anyway, they are $2 stamps. I'll look these up. Okay, so these are Commonwealth Day from 1983, number 977. These are actually $3.75 a piece used, so that's not horrible. Except for the one that has a little bit of stuff going on just right there on the back. I don't even know if you guys can see that. There's a little bit of a snafu there. Overall, it's not horrible. The purse actually looked pretty good on these. This one has some kind of hole punched into it. there. It's a little tiny hole, but darn, it's damaged. Oh, you can actually see it pushing through on the front. So both of them kind of have some problems. 375 cat, not horrible, but I'm going to scoot right along. Don't think those are anything worth our time. Keep my stuff organized here. What is this? Some more backup book. What's it looks like? What are these? Wow, I've never seen this one. There's 4 of them. They've got some kind of numbers on them. Electricity and Gas Inspection. Series from 1930, 70. Oh, they're different denominations. I see 60, 75, 2 and 3. Oh, there's another one there. Wow, $10. Cool. Huh. So, I just about guarantee I won't be able to look these up to get a real value. Although somebody's already written the number on the back, R202. Yeah, so these definitely are revenue stamps. R199, probably A or something. Kind of hard to read, but these are interesting. R197, R196. Yeah, I just can't say. Just like the other ones, I'm gonna slip these in, and I already wrote this. I kept all these other revenues, these lost stamps together, and I wrote maybe $10. Well, the more of this kind of stuff that I put in here, I'm just gonna kind of guesstimate. You know, like putting this in here now, I don't think that made it $15. You know, so those are probably 25, 30 cents catalog, maybe 50 or a buck. I just don't know, but. My gosh, there's more, even more here. Man, this is just a little spree of backup book Canada stuff all of a sudden. Quebec registration, 1880. Yeah, I mean, this is all just backup book, you know. Cool beaver, I like that. This is old stuff. Customs duty. There's another lost stamp. And another lost stamp. Anyways, yeah, what to do? Yeah, like I was saying, I kind of explained that. But the more of these, I don't know how much more of this backup book Canada I'm going to end up finding here, but I'll compile it all together and then just guess what I think it might be worth. Sad, kind of bummer. Wish I could figure those out. Okay, this looks like an actual stack of Canadian stuff. Okay, these are war tax stamps. This is also a backup book. Now, I don't know if these will be in my catalog, but I think that they might be, so I'll bother to check. Let's see what I got. No luck, fellas. I can't figure out what these are really worth. You know, on Hipstamp, I found a couple that are selling for like $5 or $10, but I feel like they're probably trying to gouge people. I really don't know. Interesting, there is actually a value written on here. Somebody obviously had a catalog to be able to catalog these, and that's more along the lines of what I'm really thinking. They may actually be selling for, so not total garbage, but yeah, I just don't know. Look at that, what was that? Chômage, unemployment? Oh man. Never seen that. What is this purple or orange one? Canada, 2 cents. What does it say? Duane? Customs. Okay. Yeah, gosh. I really wish I could do more with these. I just don't know what to say. Look at this. So this is not back a book. At least these 2 in there. What is this? This is a postage due. Actually, it looks kind of old. Yeah. Excise tax. What excise? So look at this. Canada $1 and $2 stamps here. This might be the pair that they were talking about. 656 to 7. Let's verify this. So not bad. Let's see here. 1975 release. 656 and 657 are these guys. Let's see. The $2 stamp has a $4.50 cat, and then the The $1 stamp is a 225 cat, so $9 was a little bit high for the cat price, but they actually, well, let me pull it out. Okay, formerly hinged, light hinged at the top. Looks in pretty good shape. That one's been hinged as well. Tiny little stain on the side perfs, not really a big deal. Well, these are actually in pretty good shape. So, what are we saying? 450 and 225. So it's 675 cat. So, these are probably worth $1. Actual purchase price. Something like that. It's not absolutely horrible, but I want to try to. It's not. I'm just gonna skip. I'll just keep moving on. I mean, those are kind of high face value, but they're still not anything like crazy. Now, this before I move on, this postage due caught my interest. I just haven't looked at the Canada postage dues enough to know right off the bat if that is like the earliest or if there's earlier. It looks to me like there's probably earlier issues of postage dues, which would kind of make this less worthwhile, but let's check it. Well, that was pretty quick. Yep, I was right. There are several releases before this. They're kind of more horizontal, rectangular than this kind of vertical style stamp. So anyways, this is 25-cent cat, so nothing special. I'll keep it with the other two, even though it doesn't really belong there. No. I'm going to put it in my... I decided to name this Revenue and Backup Book. So we're just going to kind of group together any of this kind of Canadian backup book. As a matter of fact, that means that I might as well put these in there also. Okay. Build a little envelope here of all these goodies. I hope she doesn't mind. I mean, whatever. It'll kind of be gone from this original stack of these, but you know, we're just trying to make some rhyme or reason out of these things. Excise tax. Now, I happen to also be I'm still in the backup book, and my catalog does not have these. So, just another scenario where I just can't say, but you know, according to these values on the corner, these are minimal cat, and I would believe it. That one says 250, so that might actually be worth a couple of bucks. I assume because of the overprint, that probably means something. However, I just don't know. That's just what it is. 80 cents. So a couple of overprints there. Another excise tax. That one's been pen canceled. Looks like a fountain pen canceled. This one says cat price $4, sell for $2. 3/10. And then we have a nice little group here of more Backup Book Canada. I don't know why I wasn't expecting a lot of Backup Book Canada, but that's what we're getting. What can I say? You just never know. Okay, yeah. Okay, this looks more like that older style postage due I was talking about, with kind of more of a horizontal design, so I can easily look that up. I'm still in that part in the catalog. These look like some postcard cutouts, and these look to be an older design like what I was talking about, but still, even so, I think that the earliest ones were Victoria's portrait, so I still don't think that those are actually worth much. And so let's see what else we got here before I look up this postage due real quick. More customs duty. That's cool. Tobacco, 1/8 of a pound. And then this is cigarettes, or what is this? Cigarettes, 20 cigarettes. Kind of double overprint action going on here. Nasty line down this one. Oh, it's been hinged together. It's been ripped in half, so that's worthless. All right, so let's check out this postage due. Alright, this is actually kind of interesting. So this is a postage due from 1930 to 32. This is the lowest denom in the set. This should be number J6. You can tell between this and there's only one earlier, so this is kind of like the second release issues of Postage due, so this is the second design, let's say. And you can tell this by the shape of the one. The first earliest Postage due has a flat top on the one. This one has, it's flat, but then it kind of curves down to the tip of the one on the left top of the one there. So anyways, it's just from looking at the design, I don't have to measure perfs or anything. I can pretty much tell you this is from the 30 to 32 era. Now this one has a 425 cat value, not horrible. This one's definitely been hinged. It looks like gum disturbance, but I mean it's been used, so perhaps some of the gum stuck to the envelope when they took it off. Anyways, I don't think that I'm going to pay this a whole lot of mind, so we'll just scoot right on. I will put these with the rest of the back of book goodies, and you know, all of this I suppose should go in there as well. This all might as well go in there as well. Alright. Oh my gosh, more back of book. This looks like back of book Canada here. Let's pull some of these out and just see what's going on. Bill stamp, so definitely back of book. These are in my mind like grouped pretty similarly with the law stamps. I am not going to be able to catalog these. I do not know what they're worth, but I do think it's a minimal value. And looks like a whole bunch of them. That one's damaged pretty bad. So just to look at them, just for fun. Let's see, cancel here. 18. It looks like 71 to me. It's kind of a cool cancel. Okay. There's a whole slew of these bill stamps. I have looked up bill stamps in the U.S. and just minimal cat stuff. Sorry to say, at least for the U.S. stamps. So there we go again. More back of book Canada. Okay, what's next? Random paper piece. Christmas 10 cent. No, thank you. What's after that? Canada 501. Looks like a block. 6 cent. We're gonna skip that guy. It's not gonna be worth much. What is this? Providence of Saskatchewan, some more back of book Canada, another law stamp. I don't really get this guy's. I keep seeing this, you know, is it checked, duplicate, or used? I kept thinking he was writing used, but I'm trying to understand this guy. His writing, I just don't get it. $20 though, huh? And then, but what's with the price? Our price $95.62. I don't know what to say about that, but it is an interesting looking law stamp. It's definitely been rouletted. It's actually in good shape. No doubt about it. This thing is clean and nice. Pretty cool. I like that. Oy, yeah, $20. I don't know about that. And unfortunately, whatever number it might have been is rubbed off. Maybe it is worth $20. The truth is, I just don't know. So, whatever. Let's put that in the envelope there. What do we have here? Falkland Islands, overprinted war stamp. This is pretty cool. I think they're talking about World War One. Looked like someone wrote 10 and then wrote over it maybe 60 or the other way around. It says $20 price. MR123 short perf MR3 Falkland Islands. This has my interest. It's been hinged, double hinged. Ay caramba. So, anyways, let's see if I can find this in the cat. So, this is in my catalog for Falkland Islands. This appears to be number MR2. That's a orange vermilion stamp. Overprinted, it says regular issue of 1912 to 14 overprinted. And unfortunately, it's only worth 55 cents in the cat, so not much and it would have been worth $4 if it was used, which it isn't. So what we have here is a mint. Actually, it looks like 3 hinges have graced the back of this. So 55-cent catalog value stamp. So I think that what originally was in here was actually the whole set of 1 through 3, and you know, so I don't trust this at all anymore. We're missing the other 2. Also, if you actually had a complete set of them mint hinged, it'd only be worth $7.60. So these prices are baloney. If they were used, then the whole set is worth $63.75. Yeah, these are from 1918 to 20. So, anyways, that's just gonna. Well, I'll put this with the other stuff, but I think actually what I'll do is let's straighten this out, because that's just silly. That's just plain old baloney. 0.55 cat. Let's get this right. This is number MR2. Cool. That looks a little bit more accurate. Slip that in our guy here. Yep. Go figure. Some more excise tax. I don't think I'm even going to get into these. There's only 5 or so in there, and they're all just some excise tax. See, there's that checked again. Checked. Somebody checked them. Whatever. Those aren't worth much at all. Ooh. What is this? I love, see that, see, as soon as I see something like that on any kind of stamp, I'm like, ooh, because that's that kind of older, earlier release looking portrait. Not that these are worth anything. Bummer, they're bill stamps. But that's that earlier portrait of Victoria. See this, when you see this kind of stamp, that's kind of the stuff that I'm looking for throughout this collection for pretty much any country. That kind of portrait. That's a very early looking portrait. So, I'm sorry. Even looking at this, right? Look at the cancel that's been written on there, 69. So we're talking 1869 cancel. Look at 1865. Oh boy, I can't really read that. Maybe that's 64. I'm not sure. Yeah, so these are bill stamps, even though they're super duper old. I don't know what they're worth, and they might be worth money. What does this glassine say? Man, this thing's old. $30, number B23, checked for varieties. Okay, I'm now convinced that that means checked, whatever. So I guess somebody checked these in the past, but maybe this went through a collector at some point, or a dealer, I mean, and they were looking through to see if any of these happened to be a certain variety that would have been worth money or more valuable. So those are super cool, and yeah. Anyways, what is this guy? Oh, well, it's all damaged. 3 pence. F and E's in the corners. You know, I don't really even care what it was. Just look at the condition of that. That is garbage. Excuse me. So anyways, I'll just slip this along with all of the others. My original $10 for those 3 little glassines. I'm sure that it's worth more after we've added in all of these back of book, but I just don't know how much. This sucks. Bummer, huh? Canada, Quebec, more back of book. Jeez. A lot of back of book Canada here. What have we got here? Just to take a look. Chômage, unemployment again. So we got a couple of those. ZV overprint on this. Must be some kind of, ooh, nasty. Must be some kind of unemployment. Yeah, these are all kind of rough shape. Those ones, this one, not horrible. Yeah, some kind of unemployment stamp. Weird. Okay. Oh, those ones seem to be in better shape. There must, yep, there's still gum on the back of this one. That's cool. So that one's mint hinged, and I guess that means it's used, whatever that scribble is. Damaged. Intriguing. I will say it's at the very least intriguing. Okay, what is this? It says Newfoundland. Newfoundland. Postage revenue. Hey. Ooh, nasty looking back. Damaged paper. Stock hinged, multiple hinges. There we go with another 3 hinges. Somebody wrote 2.6 on there. 2 shillings 6 pence, I imagine. 1933 Newfoundland postage stamp here. Multiple hinges. Somebody wrote something, maybe 191 or something. Newfoundland. A couple of these guys. This looks like the same series as that guy, a 4-center. Let's see, 1 cent Newfoundland again, 33. Multiple hinges, 787. Looks like someone wrote, or maybe 187. Their ones kind of look like a 7, but the 7 seems he crosses it like a T, so 187. That could be. That actually doesn't look horrible. I think it's stained though, yeah. And so, I found it again. Somebody did write on this. So anyways, let me go look these up. Alright, this is number 209 from 1932. Corner Brook paper bills. $1.10 cat, so nothing. And I feel like I can no longer trust what's been written on the back of these, because what does that even mean? It's definitely not number 178, so whatever. So that's minimal cat. Alright, so here we with our anchor. Number 216. From 1933. Worth $1.10 in the cat. So, minimal. Alright, this is number 212. This is Sir Humphrey Gilbert. It's worth 75 cents from 1933. Alright, this guy, Queen Mary. Number 187 from 1932 to 38. 35-cent cat value. Alright, this guy, I do believe, is Queen Elizabeth. This is number 246 from 1938 with a 25-cent cat value. So I just need to figure these guys out. That'll be our last mystery. Alright, what we've got here is number 226 and 227. 226 is the 4-cent at 70 cents used, and this one is 85 cents used. This is bright rose, this is violet. This is considered a silver jubilee issue, and took me a sec because there was really no design in the cat. It's just listed in there, so you just kind of have to look hard enough and figure it out. But yeah, pretty cool. If you had this whole set used of 4 stamps, 1205, if they were mint never hinged, or mint hinged 1750, mint never hinged 2535. So anyways, all this stuff didn't really end up being anything special, but I was not super familiar with those, so I wanted to take a good look at them and see what was going on. They're not back a book or anything, so I'm just going to put these in the bulk bin. Okay, so yeah, I actually have made it through that whole stack of stuff, which pretty much ended up being back a book. Now, let me take another chunk and let's continue on. Here's what I decided to do with these these two here. I would be willing to pay $2 for them, and you know, like I'm saying, I just don't know for sure what they're worth, but I really don't think much. And so, anyways, just to try and start putting some stuff in the box O better stuff, because I do think that these are a little bit more. These are kind of cooler. These are a little bit more unique than just some of the other stuff. I'm going to keep these together. They'll go in there. And I'll add this to my tally that I've been making, which at this point actually only includes this at $2 and these Canadian stamps, which I honestly have no freaking idea what they're worth. All of these revenues. I'm going to put in there an absolute total guess, and this will be what since I don't really know what these are worth for sure, I feel pretty confident those aren't worth a whole lot. But what I don't know is what these revenues are all worth together. I'm gonna like, what would I be willing to pay for these? Probably $20, and that might even be a bit high, because what I'm considering is, what are they worth to me? You know, let's say I'm a dealer. What are these worth to me? I don't know. See, the thing for me would be, I think that these would be pretty cool to sprinkle into my grab box, and that would just kind of increase the great variety that's already in there and just make it even a better box, having this kind of stuff in there. Now, I only sell my grab bags for $15, and they're big old fat bags, you know, so as I think about it more, see, the point, I'm not trying to lose money. Maybe what I'd actually be willing to pay would still be $10, because what would I do with them? I would just sprinkle them in my grab box. So not even going to keep them. I mean, I could keep some of them maybe and put them in an album just for fun, but you know, like I said, I can't even look them up. And I really don't think any of them are really valuable. So I'm going to put on my list, even though this will end up in the better box, I'm going to be honest in how I feel about it. And I'm going to say I would pay $10 for all these random back of book revenue stamps, even though some are old, yada yada. I mean, whatever. That's what it's worth to me. And that's almost the price of a whole grab bag for me. So yeah, I wouldn't want to overpay, you know, for this kind of material. And but I honestly feel like this would easily be worth $10, and for all of that, and that way I could add them into my grab box. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Let's move on to the next stack. So here's the next pinch out of the box. First thing, just looks like a child has taken a black crayon and went to town on this paper piece. Oh my gosh, I'm choking. The vaporizer, man. Oy. So yeah, I'm gonna just move right along here. What do we got? We saw this in the last video just for a sec. 1979. I don't know how you say that. Niue. N-I-U-E. New? New? It says NS 248 865. Well, I can tell there's some hope here. Looks like some Tetbesh going on. I am going to change my battery and look these up because it's about to die. I'll be right back. Alright, this is pronounced Niue. Okay, I couldn't have guessed that to save my life, I'm pretty sure. Niue. And this is a complete mint never hinge set. They actually are mint never hinge. They look good. And now this whole set goes for $370 CAT. Mint never hinged. So yeah, still minimal stuff, but it is a nice set. And that was Sir Rowland Hill on these stamps, who is, according to this catalog, the originator of penny postage. Fun little fact there. So we're going to keep this together, and I get to toss this into the bag of Minimal Cat complete sets. That's nice. Welcome home. Alright, moving along here. What do we got? Jamaica. It says 510, says 228 to 230, and then 232. So I'm not sure if this is a complete set or not. They all look used. Says it has a sale price of $2. Let's verify. Just real quick, I just realized that these aren't actually a complete set, so I don't know why I put it in that bag. I will end up actually putting these in the bulk. These trains and cars, they're just not complete, so. Oy. Alright, these are from 1964. This is not a complete set. These are just random numbers. The 2 shilling Minimal Cat, that guy is 25 cents. The 5 shilling stamp is actually the best one in here, and that has a $1 catalog value. So now there is also actually there's a €1. The €1 is a $1 cat value too. So, bummer. Just nothing special, not a complete set. Into the bulk bin it goes. What's next here? Random paper piece with a slogan. Always place your return address on all your mail. With some common stuff there. What is this? Nicaragua, I guess? Let's see. Nigeria, sorry. Definitely read that wrong. Nigeria. Okay, this is all. That's a 1 shilling. But this all does look pretty common. Just another mixed bag of stuff. Nigeria, Republic of Nigeria. Another 1 shilling. Duplicate, 1 shilling there. Nigeria, 1 shilling 3. I don't know how much shillings are worth on Nigerian stamps. I'm gonna go look these up just for fun, but I know, like, at least I feel very confident that the little 10, 10 pence, like, I really, just from looking at these, I actually am losing confidence that the 1 shillings might even have any value here, but 1 1/2 Nigeria, whatever. Yeah, I don't think any of this is. If any of them do, it'll be the kind of older stuff like that. Newer things. There's another one. Yeah, I just don't think these are going to be worth anything. Just to satiate my curiosity, I'll check a couple of them. That was 1 shilling 3 pence, but it's just so new, I just don't think it's have any real value. Okay, so let me check out a couple of these ones here to see what's going on. Alright, this is a Kingfisher stamp, used clearly. 1 shilling stamp, number 192 from 1965 to 66, worth 60 cents. So I just lost confidence in these ones. I'm not even going to bother. But the one that I haven't found yet is this. Let me go take a look, see where that is. Okie doke, we got number 87 here. It says brown, violet, and black. From 1953. They are logging in the design. It's worth 25 cents. So, yeah. I had a feeling these Nigerian stamps were not going to be worth much. I don't think I've ever had any luck finding a valuable Nigerian stamp, but I know they have some. I just haven't come across them, that's for sure. Okie doke. What's next? Little Sue sheet, looks like. Ooh. Let's, actually, we got a couple of Sue sheets. A few, as a matter of fact. They're all Antigua and Barbuda. So, that one's damaged. You guys see that splotch there? What happened there? Almost looks like glue. Bummer. This one looks in good shape. Matter of fact, this guy, oh, what's going on? Oh, that's just it's in a big giant mount. How funny. So I can see the dirty fingerprint on the side there. It's total fingerprint marks. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's literally the ridges. I can see the ridges of the fingerprint right there. Bummer. So, the only one that actually looks in good shape is this one. This I will look up for fun, as they do have here the number. That makes it easy. 744. It says we're 375. Might as well look these up. Why not? Looks like this was properly labeled. This is number 744 from 1984. They're playing volleyball. This has a $3.50 cat value, mint never hinged, but it has that fingerprint on the back, so that detracts from the value. And like always, even if it was $3.50, it'd only be worth a percentage, so this isn't worth much. Scooting right along to the next. Alright, this is number 834. The Centennial of the Statue of Liberty here. From 1985. It would have been worth $4.50 cat if it were not for that major defect on the back. So, shame. in the pile it goes. Onto this one. Alright, this little sue sheet for the Auto Centenary here has the Daimler, I think is how you say that. That's an old one there. This is number 972A from 1986, 425 cat value. Now, oh darn it, as I look at it, it has a little imperfection on the front. You guys see that little dot there? Darn, it was almost... I was actually about to say that it's mint never hinged, but there you go, there's one small imperfection and that just ruins. I mean, overall it's in pretty good shape. I mean, minus one tiny little dot, but oy, that's the reality of this stuff. Darn it, mint never hinged. Mint does have a little missing little dot. That sucks. You know, I wish stamps weren't so frickin' touchy. And I don't want to lie to myself. I know that that dot isn't part of the design. It's an imperfection. You know, I was actually quite close to. I was going to be nice and just put this in the better box and actually count it. But now that I saw an imperfection, bye-bye. It goes away. Sorry to say, dude. That's how it goes. That is how it goes. Darn. Once again, store your stuff properly. I've got to store it properly, or something will eventually, inevitably happen to it. Maybe from shifting around and, you know, with all the other stuff, or maybe there was like a grain of sand in the glassine or whatever. I don't know. I mean, just who knows, you know. Something happened to it. Airmail, Cook Islands, 10 pence, 10D. Okay. Well, this used to have C1 through 9. Obviously, this isn't airmail. It says it right on it. But I don't think that's worth our time. Scoot right along here. Don't want to bend that. What do we got here? Barbuda. Silver Jubilee. Some Antigua and Barbuda. Stamp says it's a set. They're pretty. Obviously taken from a larger sheet of different design and color in the selvage. Darn, I wish they would give me the number on that. Pretty lame that it doesn't say that. It has everything but the number. So let me look it up. I don't think we're going to have anything worth of value here. Okay, these are numbers 459 through 63. From 77, the royal family's on here. This is about the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, 25th anniversary. They were printed of sheets of 40 and sheets of 5 plus a label. I have a feeling like these were probably torn out of sheets of 5 with the label, and I assume this is what they mean is the label. Could be wrong, but that's my assumption. This complete set, 125 mint, so not much. This one's actually damaged, unfortunately. So that's sad. So minimal cat once again, but it is a complete set, and it is for the most part mint. So even though that one there has a little snafu on the bottom, I'll throw this in the bag with the other complete sets. Seeing how it is a complete set and minimal catalog value, that's going to be where it belongs. This brings up a thought in my head, by the way. You guys probably know, if you watched my videos, that I had a little short series there going of searching stamp boxes, and I only got to part 2. And the boxes were full of just nothing but pretty much that, like complete mint sets over and over, a bunch of duplicates. Well, it turns out I'm going to cut that series short. I already pretty much have, because I ended up taking the other 2 boxes to work and finishing them off there, so I didn't get to video them. And I actually have... Here, let me show you, just for fun. We'll take a little break for a sec. Let me show you. Alright, so what I did with those stamp boxes in that series is I took of all of the, when they have a complete mint set, whether if it was just one, I would take the set out and put it in these bags. And you can probably tell I have come up with
a whole lot of complete mint sets, my god. And I've already taken, this was completely full up to the top. I've already worked my way through about half of it, putting it into my giant worldwide album. And then I also have this other bag of complete mint sets. And some of these actually have okay cat value. They might be worth 20 bucks cat, which, you know, we're talking is worth only a few dollars or something, real world value to sell. But anyways, in my big giant album, I've been just filling those massive pages with complete mint sets. And I've been working my way. My intention, you know, like when I was looking through those boxes was, if there was only one of the complete mint set, I would take it and put it in the bag. And if there was, like, let's say 20 duplicates, which was quite common, I would take one, and then I actually would sell the other 19. So everything that I have here, most of this, I've actually already listed the duplicates on my hip stamp store. And so I have a whole bunch of complete mint sets now in my hip stamp store. And yeah, I didn't want to lose any of them. So, like, you know, sell them and not have it anymore. So if I took one from the duplicates, if I had duplicates, or if there was only one, I would just take it and it wouldn't get listed anyway. I only had one. I'd prefer it to be in my album than to make a whole listing just for the one set. So anyways, I had a pipe dream of putting all of these complete mint sets into my album, and I have got to say, there is still hope that I can fit them all in there. And I feel like if I could fit all of these, I mean, this is hundreds of complete mint sets pretty much, it would probably fill out the rest of my album and I'll finally be done with it. But boy, it takes a lot of hinges and a lot of time. And I've been cataloging all the sets, so it really is taking a lot of time. But I mean, the fact that I've gone through half of this bag, I'm already proud of that. God dang, this thing was so full, it was like bursting with complete mint sets, and I've been nibbling my way through. I do it in my free time, I do it on the weekends, of course not this weekend. Pretty much haven't done anything with my album since Carrie sent me this box. All I've been doing is just making my way through that box. I want to kind of get through that, and then I'll continue on with my giant album. But I just wanted to share. So yeah, those stamp boxes that I was searching, which I actually liked those quite a bit, wanted to show you them all. I just ended up taking the last two to work. So anyways, a lot of complete mint sets in there, right guys? Holy freaking crap. But I loved those boxes. My god, I really like those boxes. I love complete mint sets. It's a beautiful thing. It's all together, organized, mint. I love it. So anyways, got a little sidetracked, but that was on my mind and I wanted to talk for a sec about it. Ooh, what do we got next? This is St. Lucia. More Tet Besh. Yeah, should I bother? I don't think so. I'm going to follow my guts and say that these Tet Besh are probably just like the other ones we saw earlier. Probably a massive issue with a whole bunch of different stamps. We've only got 2 of them here. I'm sure that there's more. This one's actually $2.50. Anyways, we're still dealing with dollars, and I'm not going to spend the time. But wouldn't you know it, here's a few more of them. So clearly those other 2 were not the complete set. This actually says never hinge set on the stock card. Let's see, 807 to 17. That means that there should be 17 of these. And we've got 3. So we're just going to move along. Same as the other stock card. I'm just not going to... I feel like I know better already. What is this? Caymans. No pages. No pages. We don't like pages. I'm not really sure what they mean by that, but... Cayman Islands. Alright, 20 cents, 20 cents. What is this? 5 cent? Nah. Nah. Not worth my time. Just to talk out loud while we're looking at this.
You know, as I'm going through these, and like I'm obviously bothered to actually take my time and catalog a lot of this content on this video here with these glassines. You know, it's just a shame to catalog something and it's worth $10 and then it's only really worth 10%, so that's $1. You know, so when, like the stamps that I'm trying to find and set aside, that I'm calling the better stuff, when do you actually find stuff that's worth money? I mean, well, gosh, you know, if they're only worth a percentage of the cat value, then what you need to see as far as catalog value for a stamp to actually have a real world sale price that's decent is, I mean, heck, $100, you know? I mean, if it was $100 catalog value, and it was sold for 10 to 20%, that's $10 to $20. So we kind of need to start seeing some stuff that is $100 cat, $200 cat, you know, $300 cat, for it to actually sell for some, at least some kind of real money, and not just be cents or dollars, you know. So it's kind of a shame, but this is why people are always let down when they get their collections checked out. You know, they got all these old stamps and they think it's cool, and it's, my, oh boy, it's so old looking, and see, it ain't, none of it's worth jack. It's just a shame. I wish stamp collecting, I wish that it was more popular still, and I wish that, you know, there wasn't just millions of issues that aren't worth anything. Okay, so we've got Montserrat here. This is going to be Silver Jubilee. Oh, guys, I could look it up, but, you know, the more that I'm going through this, the more I'm just gaining the confidence that we know what's going to happen, right? The same thing that's happened with everything else. It's going to have a $1 or $2 cat value. What is this? More back of book Canada. Goodness. Okay. Got bill stamps. Let me bring it down. Bill stamps. More bill stamps. What is that big boy? Damaged. Bummer. $1 bill stamp. A big bill stamp, but it's damaged. Bill stamp, bill stamp, bill stamp. Okay, so a bunch of bill stamps. These look like more bill stamps. And they are... Alright, so we're just going to skip all that. That I can put in that glassine, as we know. Wow, so I actually just went through this stack pretty quickly. So all of this is going in the bulk pile. The soup sheets included, none of it's special. I'll grab another chunk. I do feel like I'm gaining confidence as I'm going, and the question is, how much of it is liquid confidence? Since I just started drinking, how much of it is real world confidence? No, I'm just kidding. It's all real world confidence. I mean, this is healthy for me, I feel, to take the time to go through all of this. This has to be honing my skills more. I mean, it helps to concrete, you know, concepts in my head about these stamps. And I've got to say, like, you know, as I look at this big stack of Grenada here, I'll start looking at them one at a time. I just don't really have any high hopes. And while I'm doing this, I am just pretty constantly, like, picturing the guys at Apfelbaum with their, you know, they have 3 big tables, you know, and they get a big collection and they spread it out on their 3 long tables. And you know that there's like 1 or 2 old guys who know it all, have seen all this and gone through this a whole bunch of times, and they already know what's worth something. They don't even have to stop and say, well, I'm not sure about that stamp, let me go look it up. Like, they probably don't. And they just breeze through massive collections, many times bigger than this. You know, and as soon as their eyes pinpoint something, they go, oh, that is worth money, you know, and so they pull it out. That kind of stuff, I kind of envy whoever has the skills to browse massive collections so fast. You know, they spread it all out, they inventory it, and then they box it up and sell it for whatever price they think it's worth. And so I'm kind of just beginning to learn, kind of the process of how they do that. What does it really take? Well, it takes somebody who knows what they're looking at, you know? I bet you that the guy at Apfelbaum could look at those back of book Canada stamps and give you a realistic value just right off the top of his head, like, yeah, $20, $10, whatever. I have to like really think about it, but practice makes perfect, and we know they have a lot of practice. So anyways, $3.49 from Grenada. I'm gonna skip it. I'm not gonna catalog that. See, after just spending a bunch of time in the cat, I just don't think those are worth anything. What do we got? 182 to 4. Actually, I'm still looking at the other glassine, wondering, because I think about this, I thought, well, this is probably a complete set. I wonder if these are a complete set. You know what? I'm going to check. Let's find out. Never mind. I just spread them out, and there's just a bunch of duplicates. I guarantee it's probably not a complete mint set. We got a bunch of 1/2 cents and 2 5 cents. So, once again, sorry to waste a second of your life, guys, but I just lost confidence in that immediately. Okay, so St. Christopher Nevis Anguilla, 182 to 84. Let's see if this is a complete mint set. Correctamundo, this is a complete mint set. This is from 1967, and it is for 75 cents. Cat. So, not much. We got here 630 Grenada. Looks like a bunch of duplicates. We're gonna skippity do that on that. I feel like I'm gonna breeze through this pile because what would really be the point? 1973. See, I mean, just this is all. None of this is anything. Yeah. Grenada. Bring you a little bit closer just so you get a better look. $4.28 to $30. That one's actually used, but anyways, skip that. British Antarctic Territory. $1972 Christmas. Well, 8/13 to 14. Easter 76. Some of these might even be complete sets, but really I just not going to bother to look every one of these up. Is the reality here. I don't have any faith any of this is worth much. Look at this, it says about $5. 1968 to 9 series. Kind of caught my interest a little with the $5 thing there, but let's see what we got. Okay. Used. That one's damaged. Has a nasty crease. This may actually be a complete set. It's a shame that that one is in such poor condition, though. Why not? I'll look it up. Alright, these are part of a set from 1968 to 71. It's an 18 stamp set, so we're totally missing a bunch of them. When I look at the catalog, they only really have a value starting at 305A, which is a 75 cent and then onward. So what do we have here? 25, 2, 12, boop, boop, boop. Nope. All of these are totally minimal catalog value, and they are not a complete set. I had a feeling it'd be worth skipping, but why not? Some more mixed Grenada. See, in Grenada, it seems the higher denomination are likely to be worth more. 6 pence, some of that. Skippity doo dah. On those. I've actually spent
the majority of my day at this point, looking through these stamps. This is gobbling up my Sunday. That one's ripped. That's fine. It is raining outside, and you know what? I'm comfy right here. Grenada, miscellaneous, just, yeah. I feel like we've already gone through some of these Grenada stamps. That one, we've already seen that one before, the jewel box, leaky jewel box. That rings a bell from another one that another glassine. I can't remember if it was last video or this video, but so these are massive duplicates. What do we got here? Old glassine, Hong Kong. Ah, cool. That's interesting. These are Hong Kong stamps. All right. I will say in the other videos I was just setting things aside. I still have the pile over there. In this video I'm clearly actually bothering to cat them. That's part of why it's killing my whole day. I'll do that for these two. These are obviously the same series. Let's see if these Hong Kong stamps have any cat value. Okie doke, this is King George VI from 1938 to 52. This is actually a rather large set of stamps. This is not a complete set here, or a rather large series, I should say. This, let's see. Now, they vary in price. I guess just, it doesn't seem to be ordered kind of by denomination or not. They just simply vary. These are all used. I do like some of them are slogans. That's cool, even though I can't read the whole thing. Looks like it almost says, please be good dog. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. So let's start with what we got. What's the lowest here? It's 20, so 5 cents. Green, that sounds right. 25-cent cat, so goodbye. This is 20 cents. Rose red, probably. 45-cent cat, goodbye. Oh, well, that's a 10 cent. I missed that. 10 cents. Violet, 60 cents cat, goodbye. 50 cents. Red violet, yep, I'm buying into that. 40 cents cat, okay. We got $1 and $2. So, $1. This must be, there's two $1 listings. Must be the deep orange and green. And that's worth $1 in the cats. So, also minimal. And this one, $2. This must be the violet and red, yep. 60 cents. Bummer. So, that answers that. They can go right back in that glassine. They're not a complete set anyways. See ya. Barbados. We're gonna skip these. No thanks. Tuvalu. 410 to 13. Malaysia. Is it Malaysia? Yeah, okay, so much for Tuvalu. Malaysia, yeah. Malaysia, yeah, okay. Making short work of this stack so far, that's for sure. New Hebrides Condominium. These 1979. Okay, Grenada. Yeah, a bunch of duplicates. Thanks. Grenada. Duplication City over here. Nope. Is this British Antarctic Territory 81? 10 pence. I have a feeling those aren't worth anything. British Antarctic Territory Silver Jubilees. 11 pence and 33 pence. It's actually cut out of a first day issue. Bummer, whoever ripped this out didn't have the sense to keep the whole first day cancel. That's kind of funny. Alright, 1975.
curious what the denomination is on the one beneath 5 pence, even lower. Okay, Grenada here again, 378 to 90. Just for fun, I'll look this one up just to see. Okay, this turns out to be a mix here because these are Christmas issues that are total minimal catalog value. These are some other issue that I have no hopes for. So, but anyways, yeah, these are 1970 Christmas stamps, part of the series from Christmas. So, anywho, let's just get those. Thought it was worth checking, but I'm starting to feel like, ooh, those are interesting. I'm starting to feel like I'm going to start just kind of skipping that newer stuff because it really just isn't worth my time. 1882 to 5. Look at these. Hey, oldish portraits of what looks like Victoria to me. That's cool. I like that cancel. Ooh, there's a part of me that says that that's called a starburst. I could be wrong. I think actually the starburst might be a little bit different than this, but it reminds me of the starburst cancel, which is a fancy cancel. And clearly that's not just a normal cancel, so I'm going to call those fancy cancels there. I like those. I even set those aside with that the other stuff in my little pile over yonder. Simply because of the cancels. This actually looks like it would have been the same cancel. Okay, Barbados. The only ones that I think might have value are these older portraits, but I bet you it's going to be minimal. And clearly it's not. I would highly doubt these are 1882 to 5. So, but let me go look those up. Alright, this is number 60. From 1882 to 85. Definitely an older portrait type stamp. That one's worth $2.25. This 1 penny, $1.40. 2.5. This one's worth $1.90. These are actually not horrible. Now, I already saw the other ones here with the horsies, the kind of seahorses. Okay, these are 1892 to 1903. We've got a half penny and a 1 penny. Okay, so the half penny, 25 cents, 1 penny, 25 cents. So these are not worth anything. I was thinking about setting them aside for the cancel, but I don't know, whatever, it's fine. Let's keep them like that. I do like that though. That's pretty cool. I'm still second guessing. I don't know. There's a part of me that wants this to cancel. I've been thinking while I'm doing this, I mean, let's say I didn't want most of it, but I am setting aside the things I like. Yeah, I think I'll do that because I do like them. That's the truth. And then of the things I've set aside at the end, I'll have accumulated them into a little pile. I could always make her an offer for the pile of stuff I actually like. You know, even though these aren't worth much at all. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll add this with the other stuff. At the end, we'll have a pile of like, hey, look, I mean, you know, I can send the whole box back, but would you sell me the stuff that I actually like for whatever price? I'm still figuring all this out as I go, you guys. And I really do think that this is the same kind of cancels, just faint. I'm convinced. So this is all still minimal catalog stuff. I will separate these. But those are my thoughts about that. And I think I'll put these in their own little glassine. You know, I don't mind using my glassines because I save them, the used ones, and they're actually, I'm finding them perfect for this because I don't feel like I'm out anything. You know, using my used glassines that I've accumulated to repurpose for anything I need. That's why I save them anyways. So, yeah, we'll need a glassine for these. Alright. Barbados. 225. Let's move Barbados. Okay, yep. What is this? Oh, it's a 1 penny. That's okay. We're gonna skip them another Barbados here. Common issues. 8-cent Grenada. Cayman Islands. Wow, guys, I just had a first in my videoing career. I actually filled up the SD card in my camera. Holy crap. This is going to be a long video. I don't know at this point exactly how long, but I'm going to guess a couple hours at easy. So we'll see. Actually, I had to transfer everything and delete my files so I can continue. Holy moly. So anyways, I'm nearly done. We've just got 3 more things, including this to go, and then I'm going to call it a day with this. Let's see. Cayman, never hinged, says 331 to 45. So this should be 5 stamps. Oh, and we've got 3. So, what I suspect happened actually has a pretty good price listed, but what I suspect happened is the high denoms were picked out. So, yeah, we're just going to move along. Not a complete set. Alrighty, we've got British Guiana. How about that? Hey, that's cool. It says 163. I don't believe the glassine. That's kind of cool. Okay, so we've got a bunch of 2 cents, British Guiana. A couple of 4 cents, another 2 cent here of a different design, and then another 2 cent, which actually looks exactly the same as that, except for the color. Well, as much as I love British Guiana, I don't think these are valuable. Fun to look at, though. Alrighty. Just wanted to spread them out in case we had anything special. Make a quick work of this, and the final glassine today. 1995s. It says Marshall Islands. Interesting. Well, these have a nice selvage. He does look like a fascist German, doesn't he? Let's see. Soviet troops conquer Berlin. Okay, never mind. Never mind. He's a good guy. I'm obviously getting a little bit drunk at this point. I actually had to wait there for like 20 minutes while my camera uploaded all the videos to my computer, so that was opportunity to get a little bit more drunk. I'm about done drinking 2. What did I just had one of my viewers say that he likes to imbibe also while stamping, and I had to look that up. I have never heard of drinking being called imbibing, but thanks for teaching me a word. I learned a new word today. I guess I am someone who stamps and imbibes. Thank you. That was fun. Okay, I would say these are from a different issue. I picked that guy out. That has to be Churchill, and it is. Look at Churchill again. These are cool. Now, what year? 95. So these are 95s. I'm thinking about them if they're worth cataloging or not. Just for fun, you know what? Since it's the last glassine this episode here, let me bother. Let's see what's going on. Alright, so let's start with these 2. These are clearly a different issue than the rest of these, and these are ships, is how they're described. Rightfully so. Now, these ships are actually part of a 28 stamp series. So, now these happen to be actually fairly high denoms in the series. This $1 stamp is worth, let's see here, $2 cat value. Mint never hinged. Unfortunately, we've got ourselves a little bit of stuff going on here on the back, so that's not worth much. What do we got? Actually looks pretty good. We've got some smudges here, so that's a shame. Yeah, they're not used. Anyways, those are minimal. Okay, so these World War II type of 1989 is what all of these end up being now. This is a massive series in the Marshall Islands here. These are 1993 to 94. Some of them actually make it the way to 95. Now, clearly, looking at the catalog, these are all mixed up because there's like 3 different releases of this kind of stamp. The first one has 17 in the series, the second has 20, and then the third has 21. So even with what we have here, that wouldn't even make up enough to make a single series of this kind of release. And as I'm just browsing through, scanning through with my eyes, all of the cat values, they're all $1 or less. So every single one of these is a minimal catalog value stamp, and I'm not going to take the time. That one actually looked damaged. It is damaged. I'm not going to take the time to go through and figure out which series each one of these comes through. What does it comes from? What does it even matter? You know, they're all minimal cats. So interesting little bunch. Some fun history actually involved with these stamps, but that is just a mix right there. Actually, let me put these in there as well. Too bad that these actually have some defects on the back. Wow, so that does it for this last stack here that we just went through. I'll go ahead and pop this into the bulk box that I have. Now let me show you the boxes so we can stay up to date with how everything's doing at this point. Alright, this is the bulk Kilaware kind of common minimal catalog value stamps that we've gone through at this point. So obviously a large majority of everything I've gone through is nothing noteworthy, but this is a fair bit of stamps in here. Yeah, not horrible. As I continue to fill this box, things will kind of be moved around to make space, but I might even use this just to ship it back to her. We'll see. I might repackage everything. However, this is everything that we've gone through, almost everything. I have set some things aside, but here we are with an awful lot of super common stamps. Now, let's take a look at what's left. So this is what the box looks like at this point. I am about the halfway mark. So clearly an awful lot more to go through. Look at, there's more Grenada. I'll make quick work of that stuff. St. Lucia, wouldn't you know it, some more Tete Beche pairs. So we'll see what else happens to lie within this box. An awful lot of stuff, yes. As you can probably ascertain at this point, I am certainly taking my time going through this box, and I'm learning along the way, which is fun. It's part of it for me, the learning part. I get more and more confident as I go. I feel like, unless I start seeing some older issues, you know, like those Canadian backup book stamps, you know, that make me actually think, the rest of this, you know, this kind of stuff, this Grenada here, I'm just going to blow through that stuff. I don't intend to spend a lot of time on it. At the end of it, we're going to have a majority of this is, in my mind right now, clearly going to be common minimal catalog value stuff. But we'll see what's at the very bottom. She always is saying the bottom is better. Well, we'll see. And so yeah, here we are now. Now let me show you the box of stuff that I've set aside that I actually have considered to be better material or interesting at this point. There you go. So yeah, this has my Canadian backup book and revenue stamps, and then it has these two little pieces that I thought were kind of cool that I would probably pay a couple bucks for just for the fun of it. I know I say the fun of it a lot, sorry guys. Anyways, here's my bag of complete mid sets, which is pretty thin, but there are some, so this will live here for now. And here is the pile of stuff that I have. Well, let's say most of this I haven't cataloged yet. A couple of special delivery stamps from the US. That was from a very early video, maybe even the first one. Those are the fancy cancels that I like. And so not all of this I actually expect to be worthwhile. I already did cat those and they weren't anything. This is the glassine of China stamps, and then anything that caught my interest that I wasn't familiar with or think maybe be valuable is all just kind of bunched here in this side of the glassine. Here's a Pan American stamp that ended up being nothing noteworthy. I can actually probably just throw that with the Kiloware in the box. I've already checked that one. I've actually already checked this one too. This is also minimal catalog value, so I'm going to slip that out. Here is ones I'm going to check for fun. Here's that cool steel from the beginning. What is this guy in a partial mount? That is simply a fancy cancel I like. That's going to go with those other fancy cancels. And here are those two Anguilla souvenir sheets that I didn't have a lot of high hopes for. There they go. Here is that Great Britain dealer approval book that I've already cataloged, and I put some extra glassines in there. I have separated them into these ones. I still need to tally into the editions. I don't have anything else in there. I've already actually tallied, editions. All of these I already have. So far, at this point, this book with these additional stamps, 182.40 cat. We'll see if I find anything else that's worthwhile to put in here, and then I'll do a final tally on it at the end. But that's where we are. So far, nothing really noteworthy, but we'll see what else is in there, and I will continue on the search. Clearly have enough content in that box to make several more videos, and this video today is obviously quite a long video compared to even the other ones. I did spend a lot of time. That was a lot of stamps, guys. Holy crap. I videoed hours of this early this morning. I was up at 5:30, started at 6. Did it until about 9, including the cataloging, which takes time. Then I just did it for what was probably a couple hours. So I have spent a lot of time doing this, maybe even more than a couple hours. I've spent a lot of time today. I'm tired. I want to order some food. Gotta get ready for the upcoming work week. And that was fun. Man, talk about delving into stamp collecting, valuing, da-da-da. I'm looking at those 3 boxes over there. I got them stacked up, and this has turned into way more than I thought it would ever be. But I have kind of made it like that, and part of it is that, this is my first time doing this, and I don't really want to leave any stone unturned that I don't feel confident about. If I see a stamp and I wonder what it is, I'm gonna look it up. And the more that I do this, the more I am totally gaining confidence. I feel like almost anything 60s or 70s onward is not worth money. Just minimal catalog. So
Um, it is nice to see some older stuff. Wish I could actually catalog those Canadian revenue stamps. I would love that. I just don't really want to pay the money out of pocket to get the necessary catalog. I do have a gut feeling that most of them are not actually worth much. So, here we are. I am going to continue this, and I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or the day after. Maybe I kind of feel like taking a break after this and working on my own collection for a few days or something. That could be. Maybe not. Maybe tomorrow I'll actually just continue on anyways. We'll see. I'm just going to let it flow naturally and see what I decide to do. And I'm really enjoying this. I just had Gene comment on my last video and say that he had a listing for 15,000 stamps for like $585 on what was the website? Hold on. Nordfrim.com. Well, I've never heard of Nordfrim. That's a new one for me, but they have massive bulk kiloware mixtures. And he's right. I mean, this is like kiloware. This is pretty similar to what they're selling. And I was looking, I couldn't find whatever listing he was specifically mentioning for 15,000 stamps for $585, but I found a 15,000 different stamps canceled for $306. I even feel like the price just changed since I looked at it. I thought it was like 312, but whatever. Maybe it changes. Maybe it's updated regularly. Anyways, but that's 15,000 stamps for a few $100. And you know what? That sounds about right. Now, I was looking also on the site, and if you want like a pound of mixed worldwide kiloware, we're talking like $25, which is not that much, right, for a pound. And that actually sounds about right to me. So I'm thinking I'm going to use that as a reference for when we're all done and I have all these bulk stamps. I'm going to weigh them and kind of use that as a rule of thumb to determine what I think those bulk stamps are worth. And then I'm going to figure out what I think the bag that I've accumulated of complete mint sets is worth. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do that yet, but they're all minimal catalog value. And then, so we'll have those numbers, and then I'm obviously going to add that on to any of the better material that I find that I'm actually tallying on a spreadsheet, which I will pay a percentage of the catalog value for. And then I think that the final little pile is going to be stuff that I just like those fancy cancels, which aren't really worth anything, but I kind of like them and want them. So maybe I'll make her a little offer for that. And at this point, I am not certain that I really want to buy this. You see, this might be a fantastic collection at this point, in my mind, for somebody who's just starting out. I mean, this would definitely broaden someone's horizons. But for me, I mean, I have no use for the bulk stamps, the mixed minimal catalog value. That all just gets tossed into my grab box. And the point of the grab box is that I sell grab bags out of it, and the plan with that is to make money, to make some money back. And this is because of all of the tens of thousands of dollars that I have spent on collections. And that's why I came up with the idea. I thought, what am I going to do
with all of these stamps that I actually don't want to keep. And I thought, well, why don't I make a listing for a grab bag and try to sell a few, see if I can make some extra money back. It'll kind of help soften the blow of all the money I have spent over the last couple of years. That was the reasoning behind the grab bags. And the fun thing for the grab bags is I actually love them, and I think I have a great grab bag for 15 bucks. I make them fat. I've got stamps from many different collections from all over the world, all kinds of issues in that grab box. It is really a hell of a mix. So like sometimes when I'm building the grab bags, I'm looking at the stamps like, that's cool. What is that? Like, I didn't even know that was in here. I really did just take an awful lot of material and just dump it in there. So anyways, that's where I feel like most of her collection would end up for me. I would just dump it in the grab box, you know. And the nice thing is it would kind of keep the box alive because I have been whittling it down. People buy my grab bags, not every day, but they definitely buy them. You know, and it would make me sad at some point to sell the final one, which did happen for my US grab bags. I had to end the listing. I sold all of them. I just didn't have enough stamps to make another grab bag, and was like, well, let's dump it into the worldwide box. Now that's all I've got. So yeah, that's where I feel like I'm headed with this. I'm going to be offering her a price based on weight, basically pounds, for these bulk mixed worldwide stamps in varying condition. And it'll all just end up in my grab box if she accepts my offer price. But alternatively, if she doesn't, I'll just send it back to her. She can do whatever she wants with it. So, these are my thoughts. Thanks for watching. This was a long one. Hope you guys enjoyed. It is, I think, a better watch for you guys when I actually do some legwork and catalog things. Saves you all the trouble. If you guys see any stamps you like, now you know about them. And yeah, we'll continue on. We'll see what's coming up next as we dig further and further towards the bottom of the box.